Good morning and welcome back to another one. We are covering the Elimination Chamber complete match card, at least the matches that have been announced so far, and starting off right here with the Intercontinental Championship. And no, it's not Nakamura versus Braun in a one-on-one. The reason why you're seeing Sami Zayn and Cesaro is because they signed a contract. They agreed to go in here in a 3-on-1 handicap match. Now, how does that play out? Does that mean that Sami, if he ends up rolling him up for the pin, does that mean that he gets the title? Or does this apply for Cesaro or really anybody within this match? Obviously, it'll most likely be Nakamura. I don't think there'll be any fight or dispute as to who's gonna. The main goal here is to get one up on Braun Strowman. And I think there's been too much damage, too much destruction already. Not Braun Strowman doing the destruction, but WWE ruining his name. I mean, think about it. He was up in the main card competing for the main title, and we're over here. I mean, luckily, at least he has the belt, so at least that's one up. And I think that's the main reason why we're going right here with Braun Strowman retaining the Intercontinental Championship. Andrade versus Humberto Carrillo. Now, this is a tough one to go with as far as who do we give the win to. Do we give it to the one that has returned and tried to make that comeback that he had? I mean, the guy was on fire. He's current U.S. champion over here. And Carrillo, I mean, this guy's been on the downslope. This is where it really gets tricky, man. Like, both of them technically need it more than the other because he hasn't won any in quite some time. I mean, he's won some in between, but he's just been on a losing streak. And right here, he kind of has to come back and show why he's even the champion, why he's in that ring to begin with. And that's kind of where I stand right here as to where I'm going with this. I gotta give this to Andrade, and that's mainly because, again, it seems like they're almost giving up right here on Carrillo, like he was getting a hot push when he got called up, but then lately it's just been nothing but losses. So for that, I gotta go with Andrade over here. Back in the title hunt and trying to recapture the Raw Tag Team titles, Street Profits demonstrated, and this is what we were talking about a week or so, as to how they could go in there and actually compete with the Monday Night Messiah and Buddy Murphy, the team. How'd you guys feel about this? Did you guys enjoy the single run more for Rollins, or are you guys digging what they have created right here with AOP? And that's the key feature in order to get these titles back around their waist. They're gonna need Kamar. They're gonna need Akam and Razor if they plan on capturing these titles back. They're gonna need every help because it looks like Street Profits, they got their number down. They measured them out and they figured out the exact trick, the moves to perform to come out there victoriously. Mainly because of that, just knowing the formula and having the right stuff to go in there and win. I have to give it for the Street Profits retaining the Raw Tag Team titles. AJ Styles using the wrong superstar to get his name back up, make him look strong for WrestleMania. Alistair Black, I get it. The build-up, it was all there. These last few months, they have been doing very good stuff with Alistair Black. I mean, he just had a couple of squash matches with the undefeated returning Spider carrying Jabroni beating Rowan. But even him, like, oh, dude, what's up? Like, they give you so much hope that the stuff that they're doing with some of these guys, that they're gonna come out ahead eventually and do something, but it hasn't been that for either. I mean, you can't apply that for Alistair Black. You can't apply that for Rowan. He doesn't need it. AJ Styles, he already has been a legend. I mean, it's legend versus icon. So what is even, like, you could have utilized so many other superstars for this. This will be a no disqualification match, and you can guarantee that right here, the OC, they're gonna show up. They're gonna help out AJ. The man ain't all that solid to begin with. They're trying to actually preserve him. So this match won't even play out for no longer than 3 minutes. It'll just be a brutal assault, and another reason for The Undertaker to answer the calling. AJ's been doing it. He's been taunting him. He did it on Monday Night Raw. I mean, he even utilized Undertaker's pin in order to defeat Alistair Black, and he's gonna do it again, and that'll be more than enough for Undertaker to show up and be like, yo, you can't be using my finisher. You need to ask me if you plan on utilizing, dude, that's like a copyright infringement, isn't it? No, it's not. If you really want to execute something against your opponent, you use their own finishing touches, and that's what AJ's been doing. I mean, for him to perform the tombstone might be a different story come WrestleMania, but I gotta go right here with AJ winning, picking up the win, using, like I said, Undertaker's finisher right there towards the end, and go one up right here for Undertaker and AJ to get all this going right here for Mania. Change of plans can sometimes be good, and that's what we need to find out. If this tag team match, if it's going to be the substitute for the 6-man that was originally discussed, now it's changed. Now, I will say this about the tag team division in the Elimination Chamber. It's never let me down. It's always been pretty entertaining. If you shoved a bunch of dudes up in this cage, you're going to get some pretty good moments. And the competitors, we have the New Day, we have Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. We got Heavy Machinery right behind the tag team champions themselves, John Morrison and The Miz. And I think there might be one more added. At this present time, this is what we have right here for the card, but I do think that maybe the Lucha House Party will also have to be thrown in here, because then otherwise you'd have like an empty pod. It wouldn't make sense, because you'd have to have 4-on-4 to start off the match. Now let's go ahead and cover it. We just saw the tag team champions lose clean on SmackDown after winning that. That was a bad booking on WWE's behalf. You want to develop the tag team division, one way to move up in ranks for Heavy Machinery is for them to win the gold. I don't think it will be them, because there is still a lot of doubt if whether or not these two will coexist, and if he's got anything to do with the Mandy Rose thing. This is where we got to find out. And if they were to come out, as the winners, this would be awesome, not just for SmackDown, but again, just building some kind of hope and glamour. And I know they just won the belts. Keep it on them for a while. New Day, I think that for Kofi Kingston, you guys go back about a year ago, this was his highlight moment. This was a turning point for Kofi Kingston to move on and eventually compete for the WWE Championship. And he's got some great highlights that he can do from literally all 4 corners of this cage. And then for Ziggler and Roode, this is, I don't know what's been going, like for these two, they've managed to stay on top of the card, like kind of either being interference, squad goons, whatever you want to go with them. This is a way for them to be like, yo, you got to pay attention to us, man. We're doing something in the SmackDown division, so how about you give us those belts? And I don't think that's going to happen. I do see Miz and Morrison. The chemistry has just been far too good for them to lose that. Before we go further in the match card, I want to talk about a certain superstar. We need to start the burial process. We need to find who's going to be the pallbearer for this, what's going to happen going forward with Ricochet, because it is official and confirmed that Vince, he's done. He doesn't want anything more moving him going on to like even mid-card level. Like you guys go back ever since the loss right there with AJ earlier back with the US champ, it's just been completely downhill. And this is just something that could be thrown in there to fill in spots, because right now we don't have all that many matches to fulfill the entire time frame within the match card. We don't have anything scheduled for Drew McIntyre, and since he's already losing everything, how about you just get one more up right here to kind of be like, yo, you're gonna go in there, Beastie, you're gonna compete with me at WrestleMania? Let me show you what I can do and do the official closure of it all for Ricochet and easy pickup for the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre. One superstar that I do wish to see making a return at this pay-per-view, Jeff Hardy. Matt Hardy, he's already signed the deal. AEW is going to be the next move for him. This is one I want to see one of two things. We could either see him backstage, cutting some kind of promo to get some kind of rivalry going and having a match at Mania, or what could happen is that a competitor in the tag team match, or maybe he could find a tag team partner. Let's say that he got attacked backstage. This is just playing out like, let's say Heavy Machinery, since they're trying to figure out what's going on with them, maybe one could get injured backstage by an assault from another tag team partner, and he could just partake and get mixed into it all. I mean, this is something for any like high spots for this match, for this cage, for the Elimination Chamber. You need superstars like Jeff Hardy, and this would be one way that they could incorporate him into the pay-per-view. 6-woman Elimination Chamber match. We got Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Ruby Riott, Shayna Baszler, Natty, Asuka. Last couple of weeks, we've actually gotten a little bit of glimmer that it could not just only be Shayna moving on to WrestleMania to compete right here for the Raw Women's title against the man. Asuka, she could maybe. This is a big maybe. Or another thing that I want to throw out there as a potential, I can tell, this is a guarantee. I'm going to tell you this right now. As far as like Liv Morgan, the whole Riot Squad, well, they're no longer a Riot Squad anymore. You can completely eliminate them off the picture winning this. And that almost applies for Natty. I mean, she could definitely use this to kind of build back up over here on Raw, but it's going to be between either or it might be to where Shayna Baszler and Asuka, it ends up in a draw. And again, it develops into a triple threat match. That's kind of something that I would prefer like to see. This match card, I can't say I'm necessarily all that excited. We've got a lot of missed opportunities. No Universal Championship, no WWE title on the line. This is the last stop right here before the big match of it all, WrestleMania, the whole glamour of it all. I ain't feeling it right now. They're going to have to do quite a bit. They only got a few weeks left to turn up because right now I ain't seeing that. Give me your matches though. Let me hear what you guys want to see. Who do you want to see win this Elimination Chamber match, or really for any of the matches, whether it's a tag team or the women's? I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.